Hey guys, happy Monday. It's another manic Monday in my world for sure. Welcome back to the TED Show. Super excited that I actually get to have Liv Sain on the show. And I also had some technology issues this morning, so we got it fixed.
Yes.
I don't know how it worked. Hopefully it was the luck of Liv. Welcome to the show. I'm super excited to have you, and I have to give you kudos on camera for that awesome bow tie.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm just trying to follow you.
Oh, well, you look smashing. You look awesome.
Thank you.
Um, I'm really excited. This topic is so important. We just celebrated or put out there World Mental Health Day awareness. Everything's about awareness and just trying to understand so that we can better serve our community of people who are struggling with mental illness and addiction. But before we dive into all of that on a Monday morning, we want to learn more about Liv. So tell us a little origin story on you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. So, again, my name is Liv Sain, and I am literally living today to tell my story. I did write a book called Live to Tell, but to give a little background on me, it was just 1 year ago that I actually became very suicidal. And I'd struggled with depression, anxiety, and alcoholism for many years. Really, after the passing of my father, it has been a struggle since I was about 23 years old, and I'm 32 now. So it's been a long journey. But last year, I moved out. I got my first place. I was so excited, and I started drinking very heavily and becoming very depressed and trying to figure out my path in life. I didn't have a whole lot going for me, and I just didn't know where my place was in this world. So I became suicidal, and I really wanted to leave this world. I truly believed that the only way to happiness was my funeral, and the only way to rest in peace, or to find peace, was to in fact rest in peace.
Wow.
And I didn't realize that I actually was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. So that really explained everything. And I couldn't understand why I was having these highs and these lows, and I couldn't find happiness. So there was one night where I actually was in my kitchen and I was drinking and very lonely. And I was fantasizing about using one of my kitchen knives on myself. And the more I drank, the more I wanted to do it. But also, deep down inside, I knew in my heart of hearts I couldn't actually go through with it. And I was even Googling ways to die. My mom even interrupted me one night and came into my apartment and wanted to know how I was doing, because, mothers have that instinct. They just know something's not right. So I actually preserved my authentic self. I saved myself by not going through it. That was the moment I chose to swim and not sink. And I entered treatment for alcoholism, suicidal thoughts, coming out of it with a diagnosis of bipolar disorder, and finally found the missing piece of the puzzle. I was put on meds. It took about 6 months to really find it takes a while to find your balance. It's a trial and error. And finally found my balance, and I finally found a way to live again beyond my addiction, beyond my mental illness. And a year later, I'm off half of my medication. So I'm so excited to be able to not feel numb every single day and to actually have quality in life. And that's what I do now. I'm not a therapist. I don't have a clinical background, but I have been through the school of hard knocks. I've lived it, been there, done it. And now I want to teach other people that no matter how low you can get, life can get better. Life does get better, but it's a matter of sticking around another hour, another day, another week to find out that life can turn around.
I mean, I have chills. That story's amazing, especially on a Monday morning, Liv.
Right.
Um, and of course, I love. There's an interesting. It's not irony, but it's just wonderful that you go by Liv. I think that's just awesome. There's got to be a whole thing behind that, and I love the fact that you shared your journey, because I think a lot of people go through exactly what you have gone through, and
Mhm.
because they haven't gotten with a clinician or somebody who can help with the diagnosis, they just feel like they're completely different than the rest of the world. They
Right.
feel like they're alone in their feelings, how nobody else. Again, social media doesn't help. I mean, I'm such a big proponent, but from that perspective, you begin to compare yourself to other people. All
Mhm.
these people look happy. Why am I not happy?
Right.
And a diagnosis is so critical because of the meds and the therapy and the things that you can take and address with your therapist that can get you to a point where you're
Right.
talking about it and sharing your story. I think it's incredibly powerful. I want to ask you, what was it that stopped you? Because I've had a lot of people who come on the show who have talked about having suicidal thoughts, and I always want to know: was there a shining light that came through the kitchen? Was there this moment where you go, God, I don't want to feel like this anymore? What was that like for you? Because I think people get there, Liv. They're sitting in their kitchen
Yeah.
with the knife or in their bathroom with the pills, and they are considering it, and they're looking for some sort of sign or something that will tell them not to do it.
Yeah, great question. The moment it's really coming down to making this distinction is it's not that I wanted to die, I just didn't want to live a bad life.
Yes.
And that is something that's very hard for people who are suicidal to see, because when you're in that dark place, it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
And
I love that. Say that again, because that's so important. I think people, you didn't necessarily want to
die.
die. You just didn't want to live in the pain and the life that what you
Right.
were feeling at that moment.
Just didn't want to live a bad life. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think that's important because we truly, whatever we're feeling in the moment, it's really hard to look beyond those feelings. And I always say feelings do not define our destiny.
Yeah.
And
They
if I
don't.
would, they do not. And if I would have based my decisions off of how I felt a year ago, I wouldn't be sitting here with you today.
Which is, first of all, such a blessing. So I'm happy for that. I was with someone on over the weekend, and they were talking about social anxiety. And I think the reason why all of this is so important is because you really think you understand and you don't. If you don't experience it, I don't have social anxiety or depression. Like I've felt sad, but I would not say I have ever experienced clinical depression or clinical anxiety. um, and the person was telling me, well, it's so hard for me to even get up and go talk to us. We were at a restaurant, a server, about my meal, because I am literally frozen and I get choked up and I sweat. And you just don't realize that the small tasks, the little things that we take for granted, some people have a very difficult time maneuvering through. So that agony and that pain, just in that situation alone,
Right.
causes so much stress. And if you're dealing with that 24/7, it is a lot to try to carry. It's a big burden.
Absolutely.
So what did you end up doing? You got into treatment, because addiction is, you talked about alcohol addiction. You got into treatment. It's not as easy as people think, right? You just don't call up and all of a sudden you're in, and then 30 days you're out. Like, I don't know, one of the many stars who went, we always joke, Malibu U. They
Right.
go to the Malibu ones and everything's pretty in the cliffs, and they come back in 30 days and they're miraculously cured. What was your journey like?
It's definitely, you're right. It's definitely nothing you go in, you come out fixed. It's definitely a lifelong battle. I will fight it till the day I die. And what treatment did for me was they just helped me figure out coping skills. It didn't necessarily save me, but they helped me figure out this is how you can manage it. I'll live with it every day, but I learned how to manage it every day. And it's hard. Like I'll be honest, I relapsed over the summer because of the pandemic. I relapsed a couple of times, and I finally got to the point where I said to myself, I can't be embarrassed about relapse. I can't be ashamed. It's not a failure. It happens. It's a disease. It's no different than anything else out there. We fall down, but it's all about
Yes.
how we move forward, how we get back up, and what we do differently moving forward.
And I think that we need to stop beating ourselves up about the relapse. The recidivism rate is through the roof. It always has been. since I got my master's degree in the early 1800s. But I know for a fact that that is an almost an expected
Yes.
uh, thing that happens to almost all addicts who have gone through treatment. There is a moment in time something challenges them, and sometimes you don't have the strength or the wherewithal, no matter how far you are in your journey of sobriety, to handle it, and you relapse. And that's just
Right.
that is a normal part of the process. I wish it wasn't, but it is. So instead of
Mhm.
stigmatizing it, I love the fact
Mhm.
that we are just sort of embracing it and trying to get people not to beat themselves up about it.
Exactly. I say the only way to remove stigma is not only talking about it, but doing something about it next.
Yes. So tell us why. So I know for a fact, because I have a background, a little bit of a background in this. A lot of people who go through treatment or get help for their addiction, they go into the field. They want to help people because
Right.
they have been saved. So obviously that's part of your journey. Tell us why. Why are you going out and trying to deliver this incredibly important message and sharing what is truly could be a very painful part of your life? Why are you going out and doing it?
Yeah, good question. You said it earlier, I one of the reasons why I'm so compelled to do it is because I want people to know that you're not alone.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you don't suffer from a mental illness or know somebody, I really think something is wrong with that picture because life is not easy. It is
Yeah,
hard. And
it
I don't
is.
believe we go through life unscathed. There's always going to be obstacles, no matter how good you are, what you do, there's always going to be something that you deal with. And I went to this concert a while ago that really put it into perspective. I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's called To Write Love in Her Arms. And they do this concert every year called the Heavy and Light Tour. And it's all about life is heavy, life is light. And they had everybody write all their struggles on this big board. So when you walked in, you saw all of these notes. And when you looked at all of them, you realize, oh my God, we are more alike than we all think. We
100%.
we feel so far away from everybody, but yet we're so close because we truly all do experience similar tragedies. And my story is not unique. I'm not any different than anybody else, but what makes me different is I'm living to tell it because not everybody is living to tell their story. And I do believe that stories have the power to heal the human spirit and have the power to heal the human heart.
And the more people who talk about it like you are being, in my opinion, courageous and brave, I send those attributes to you because I think it's so important for people to hear and to see that you were struggling with, and people will identify with what you said. They will identify with that feeling, and trying to box it into one cute little present with a blue bow on it
Right.
doesn't work. Everyone is different. The point is that you try to get with a professional. You should
Mm-hmm.
get with a professional to help you with the diagnoses. And like you said, I think it's so important. If you tried one therapist or one recovery center, or and you didn't get what you needed, it's like anything else. You have to try to figure it out
Yeah.
on your own. You may have to go to 3 therapists before you find the one you're comfortable with. You may have to go back to rehab because you might have gotten a certificate, but you didn't address the real underlying issues, and so you're back at it again. And I think everybody's journey is different. What you're doing is so important, bringing the awareness to it.
Thank you. Yeah, and I will be honest, I've been through a lot of therapists. I've probably been through more therapists than actual relationships. So, it is like a relationship. You got to
It
find
is
the
a
right one.
relationship. My I have someone I was talking to recently. I was trying to refer them to a therapist, and they said, well, how are they going to they had not been to one. They hadn't found the one that they wanted. And I said, well, you just have to keep trying. You have to keep figuring out, because as you're making that progress, you will eventually find one that you're comfortable with,
Yeah,
or you'll find one that finally calls you out on your own ish.
that's the best one.
And literally, that's the one you want. You
Yeah.
want somebody who's not going to placate you and yes you to death. You want somebody, when you come in an addict, especially in an addict spirit, where you're going to manipulate the best that you possibly can, that person. You want somebody to go, you're full of it today, Ted.
Right.
Because that's the only way to push back and to get you to begin to address the issues. Now, you talked about bipolar. What I want to educate people, you did say bipolar, correct?
Yes, I did.
What I want to educate people on that is that just doesn't mean you've had a bad day because your pet passed away and you're sad, and then you're feeling better the next day. This is an ongoing thing, and so you just can't fix it. You just can't tell somebody, go take a walk, or God, isn't there a medication for that? Well, there might be, but there's a whole process involved. Can you kind of explain that? Because that's one of the stigmas, I think, that people think, well, I don't want to get on all that medication. I don't want to share all that stuff. I'm just having a bad week.
Right. It's so true. I mean, when people hear bipolar disorder, you think they're going to look at you like you're nuts and run away. They literally, I mean, I'm not going to lie, when I used to hear about it growing up, I used to think, oh, kind of thought it was a little like you're a little nuts. And yeah, we are a little nuts. I'm not going to lie. Who isn't, right?
I'm totally nuts. So we're good.
But it is a very hard thing to describe to people, because it's not until you live it do you really understand what it's like. And it is very hard. It's no different than an addiction. It's a daily struggle. It's damaging, it's lonely, it's discouraging, but also the positives of it. I'm telling you, I have this creative mind that I never had before. And when I need to take advantage of being bipolar, because I live with it. I might as well make use of it. So when I'm in my manic episodes, or when I'm down and I'm high, I take advantage of my creativity. And they say sometimes people with the most struggles have the most creative thoughts, creative projects that they do. But I will say that it's hard to deal with those who have bipolar disorder. It is. I'm complicated. My mom will be the first one to tell you. So, but the thing is, it's hard because we're so up and down that we're inconsistent. So it's kind of hard because we tend to push people away. But my advice to those who have a loved one who is suffering from bipolar, I want to tell them to be consistent, because we can be the most inconsistent people out there. But you got to be consistent. You have to understand that it is a mental illness, and we don't want to be this way either. We wish we had a different diagnosis too, but just check on them, call them, be consistent, and never give up on them.
You can't give up on them.
No.
And that's really that's such a strong message. Check in on people, even if you don't understand it, even if you're still in the dark ages and think they can just will it away and it should be better the next day. And, I think people don't understand how important it is to get also in a group that is supporting your journey. And I'm not just talking about the AAs and the NAs and all of that. I'm talking about your support system around you is so critical in your recovery journey and in your journey with anything mental health related. Because if you go back into it and you surround yourself with a whole bunch of people who think that it's just hokey that you go to a therapist or snap out of it, Liv. I mean, come on, we all have problems. You need to have that support system that supports you in your journey.
Absolutely. Yeah, very true. Couldn't have
said
it better.
Give us a few, maybe one or two things, tools, because we talked about how to overcome. So if you're sitting here listening to this and you go, you know what, that's me, or that's a friend, or that's a relative, what kind of steps, maybe first 2 steps, 3 steps, can they take to move forward in their journey and try to address the issue?
Yeah, as you'll read, I have in my book, I actually give three tools for people, and it's see it, know it, and confront it. And that is see it, know it, and confront it. Those are the 3 things that really changed my life.
Know it and confront it. Nobody wants to do that. So
I know.
Right? So that's a struggle, but I love it because that's the kind of stuff I was talking about earlier, where you have people call you on your ish, and you can call yourself on your ish. See it, know it, and confront it. I think seeing it's one thing, The knowing it is this admission part that people struggle with.
Right.
And then the confronting it, we don't want to
We
confront
don't.
our
No,
ghosts.
we want to bury our head in the covers.
So how did you do it? And you just, if you can give us an example of what you did, because it's so important that all three of those steps are critical.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I want to first say, see when you know it, like you can see something but not know it. And then you can know it but not do anything about it. It's not until you actually confront the issue. Is that when your life changes? And for me, I confronted it by being honest and open with my loved ones and saying, hey, I want to die right now. I don't think life is ever going to be good enough. I don't know the answers, but I'm willing to find out. And entering treatment, this is the key thing, surrendering to change, even though you don't know where that may lead. Because if I would have stayed home and continued doing what I was doing, nothing would have changed in my life. And I'm a firm believer that we do the same things over and over, but we expect the same results.
That's such a great point, and I love that you share that. I want people to get in touch with you. I want people to learn more about your mission and what you're doing. So what's the best way, if somebody's watching and goes, I got to talk to her, what's the best way for people to reach you?
Definitely follow me. I use more of Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram, and it's Liv Sain, Sain. And my website is livetoTell.com.
I love it. All right, you're a joy, and this is such an important topic. And I want to personally say I am so glad that a year ago you figured out that you wanted to continue. It's a blessing to have you here on this earth and sharing your journey. I mean that.
No, thank you so much for having me.
All right, you guys reach out. Liv Sain. Come on. How much better of a name can you have with the mission that you're on? I think
Live
it's
too,
awesome.
right?
That's right. Live to, live to tell. All right, Liv Sain, thank you so much. Absolutely amazing. You guys reach out to her. Don't feel like you're alone. Reach out to somebody. If you can't find somebody, reach out to me, reach out to Liv. Please, please, please just let us talk to you or somebody. Get with a professional. It is so critical not to judge your friends and family that are suffering with things like that. So be a better supportive friend and family member, please, because it makes a world of difference. All right, Liv, thank you so much. You guys will be back later on. Happy Monday.
Bye.